How's everybody doing today? Gentleman Driver here. It's Sunday evening, long weekend, filled with kids' premier soccer, full day at Wild Waves Amusement Park, with the family. It was a lot of ripping and running. Some interesting soccer played today. Older son got a goal. Younger one was out there killing it on the defense. So before we head back to work on Monday, got a special one for you. This is the Padron anniversary, number 4, 1964. In the standard gentleman driver size, 6x60. And that's that. The foot. It's a Padron. This would be I guess what you would say one of the highest quality cigars you can get, being non-Cuban. Relatively nice smell to it. It doesn't have that what we say moldy haze smell or anything like that. It's got a nice smell to it. It's got a nice tobacco smell to it. Let's get this back wick. Oh, and today is a little bit something different. I'm getting ahead of myself. Got some Pendleton whiskey. A buddy of mine, back in the ironworking days, was saying, "Hey man, why don't you have a little whiskey with those cigars?" And seeing as we got some nice glacier-fed spring water, that's another thing special about this. I believe it's blended in Canada, but uses American glacier spring water to finish it off. So what we'll do is go ahead and give her a little taste. It smells like alcohol. Like I said, I'm not the biggest of drinkers. I don't always need to have this with a drink, but now, back in the day when I really sipped quite a bit, I'm gonna hold off on it, but I will add a little spring water, and what that does is it's supposed to open up the whiskey a little bit, but this is cold spring water, so in the same process of opening, you would end up closing because of the temperature, lowering the temperature and congealing the liquor. So, cheers. Let's have a little Sunday afternoon taste. It's got some strength to it. 80 proof. I think I am going to go ahead and see what a little water does to it. Let y'all. Now it's not much that you add. Just a little bit of that. That's all you need. You can see how it's full of it on the cold water aspect. Yeah, I say I was right about that. Before, I got a nice vanilla note, maybe some light citrus in there, orange citrus, and once I added a little bit of that cold water to it, it was a lot more palatable. It wasn't as increased the viscosity of the whiskey, but I wouldn't do it cold. You want some lukewarm spring water to add to it. You don't want to use distilled water, and you don't want to use tap water because then that'll add nasty flavor to your whiskey. But good spring water, that doesn't take anything away. It just adds to it. So let's go ahead and get this cut up. That's a good draw. Batting for 1,000. Try not to get anything too off the beaten path. This one is it's not an economy stick, I'll tell you that. Here in Seattle, I think we might have more taxes than a lot of other places, but I believe this is about 25 bucks for one of these. Not an everyday smoke. Unless you're Andrew Tate or something like that, then you can smoke anything you want. You can smoke freaking Cohibas every day, or Monte Cristos. But for me, I'm a gentleman e-driver, not a gentleman driver. So we don't have our own head fun. We're working on it. Also filled up the lighter, so we're gonna have a nice good toast. Unlike the other day, there's a little light on it, on fluid. So let's name that. Get a good toast. It had to be a little close on it. Oh yeah, see that's how I want to get a good toast going. And he's just kind of charring that, getting it black, a little bit of gray on there, just so when I get ready to pull on it, it's all even. It's good. It's got a nice draw to it. This was a Total Wine pickup, not from one of the local shops. Kind of hard to get this. I wouldn't say hard to get the size. I don't see this size very often in the local shops for this particular cigar. And this is the Maduro. I personally prefer Maduro. As one of my actual favorite cigars is the Camacho Triple Maduro. I'll be reviewing that pretty soon. That's one of my favorites. Right now, I'm gonna say for 25 bucks, I'm gonna get through it and let you know. Off the rip, not as I'm not getting any exotic flavors or anything like that. Just a nice clean draw. relaxed smoke. Um, Maybe my palate might be thrown off a little bit from the whiskey. I doubt it though. That is good though. I hate to say I might be enjoying the whiskey a little bit more than the cigar. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good together. So right now I'm tuned into the Big Three Celebrity Game. Ice Cube doing big things. Getting a little deeper into this. Again, man, this is very interesting. Very interesting cigar. For all the right and wrong reasons, I think. As I'm having it, it's growing on me. But there are other things. I would say that in this market, in this market of premium cigars, there's a lot of good stuff out there for well under $20. You know, in that $12 to $15 range. And a lot of those houses, like My Father, Partagas, Olivia, they charge you $17 for a cigar. It speaks for itself. And right now, I feel like Padron might be living off its name, some previous history. Like I said, I'm not necessarily new to the cigar game. I used to smoke 1926s relatively often when I was a commercial dogger. And I wasn't a fan of it then. And this 64, I'm not going to lie, there's better ways I can spend my money. For enjoyment, I think that a lot of times people pick these up and they're thinking that they're substituting for a Cuban, and I don't think there's a substitution for it. I think anybody who's actually had good Cuban cigars knows that they stand above the rest for reasons on their own. And I think the New World cigars are the New World cigars, and I think, you know, you're going to have to do more than just try and live off your name. I think Cigar Aficionado, Cigar Journal, I think a lot of the publications, they do a good job of mixing it in and not just letting guys with big names corner the market on, you know, the best cigars, you know. And so, with that said, just from this first third, and obviously we're going to go deeper into this and I'll give a final recap, but as of right now, this is not something I would suggest for someone else to buy or go out and say, hey man, you should go get a box of those and share them around. I'm still on the My Father, you know. Even the other day we had the La Aroma de Cuban Passion. That was for me, that was an exquisite cigar. You know, you can get you a bottle of wine and, you know, feel like a New World Castro type of deal, or you can get you a David off Churchill or Late Hour and some Macallan 18 and be a lot closer to that Cuban old world experience than maybe some might say my palate has been neglected and is negligible, but I think to somebody who just enjoys a nice cigar, wants to relax on the weekend, you can get 2 sticks for the price of this. I take that back. Usually here in Seattle, I spend about $28 for 2 nice sticks, and I'm good, you know, with some nice stuff. Or spend a little bit more, spend a little bit less. Budget isn't the issue. I still wouldn't necessarily run out and try and prove a point with one of these. Not to say I'm not enjoying the experience. It's a very good cigar. Not a very good cigar. See, I'm backtracking. I'm not going to do that to y'all. That Pendleton, it's nice. It's nice whiskey. That ain't no rubbing alcohol right there. Which, something I do find interesting. I'm not holding this cigar any different or doing too much any different than what I normally would. But I do find it interesting that the ash is holding on much better on here. Just for personal effect, I would suppose, than of preference that you get to see this long ash pulling on it and holding strong. And I think even though it's a bit lumpy, and I wouldn't say misshapen unless someone might say that might be, see a little curve to it. Might hang a little to the left, you know. Like I said, let me let this grow on me. I haven't really gotten down to that halfway mark. I would say this is a true third of the cigar, and construction's nice. I'm saying the construction's nice because the ash is holding so well. So I'm thinking that the overall roll and packing of the binder and the fillers is very well done. Cigar probably was sitting around for a while. I'm sure, you know, people are just bulldozing in to buy these sticks. Nevertheless, it's a nice cigar. So I'm going to get back to this big 3 celebrity game. And when I actually get down to the halfway mark, I will give my thoughts. But overall, between this Pendleton and this Padron and a long weekend, I'm having a good evening. So we've gotten down to the halfway point. You missed it. It held on, the ash held on until just as I got ready to show y'all this, and it dropped right on off. The spice note is starting to kick in. It wasn't there at first. I do always appreciate that. I'm not a big fan of the spice. It's very medium spiced as I've gotten into the second half. Clean smoke. The body is starting to become, it's gone from a mild medium to a full body. You have to excuse the dog. He's just looking for some attention, I guess. Probably is ready to go inside. Yeah, this went from a medium, mild medium, it's kind of right there together. Now it's more of a full body, light spice to it. Again, the flavor of it, it's hard to put my thumb on it. Like I said, for the price point, to me, down to the half, usually where it opens up, you get the full, really get to know what you're working with by this point. I've definitely had cigars in the past that didn't cost me 25 bucks, that set my soul ablaze. And this right here is, I think sometimes when you have to justify the price of what you're spending to the product that you're getting, there's definitely better options out there. I wouldn't say go grab one of these and try and figure it out. I think I've reviewed some cigars. I think even I hate to say it, but CAO Flathead 660, I mean, to me personally, was a better cigar than this. Not to say I'm not enjoying this particular cigar, but the price point may make it so that someone may find this unenjoyable. Just saying. If you're just getting into cigar smoking, or you may be a vet and you're looking for another box to buy and to add to the humidor. I think if you just want to have one, go grab you one or two. Make sure maybe you might want to put it in your humidor, let it rest for a little while, maybe age it for a little bit, and then come back to it. But fresh out the store, I don't know. I wouldn't, in my opinion, I wouldn't go. I'm not rushing back to get one of these. Like my father, the Judge. Like I said, get a little change in my pocket, I buy a box. 25 of them, easy. Put them away, pull them out every other day. Throw one back, maybe probably with some Pendleton, or actually I'll surprise you with the pairing I might do for that next time. I might bust that out and do that with a nice pairing of a nice cognac. Let's see what I do. Maybe some Hein or some Martell or something like that. But I'm gonna do a little something that Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know I dabble in the YouTube space. I'm always checking other people's stuff out. I like to see what people are doing. By my review of this, you could definitely say I'm not with the average mindset of what people think of these. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, talks about how they dipped his cigar in tequila and did this or that, and you can do it with any whiskey you perfectly have. So today, since I have this whiskey, I'm gonna pour myself a little bit more. maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to roll this to the edge. I'm going to give him a little dip on. Let that sit for a second. Kind of massage that in. I used to have a 06 Harley Fat Boy, so me and the Terminator might have a little bit more in common than I thought, because this is pretty nice. You might want to give that a shot. That ain't too bad. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I might have done this from the beginning. You know. Might inhale that a little bit. I like that. I like that. What does it do for the cigar? It cleans it up a little bit. Almost like it filters, it gives another filter to the smoke. What charcoal does for Jack Daniels, dipping your cigar in a little whiskey or tequila, it definitely goes through maybe like some type of purification factor. It cleans up the taste, maybe adds a little luxuriousness to the cigar. Almost makes the smoke lights more velvety. But like I said, with the ash hanging on for literally half of the cigar or more, no bitterness, the cigar never burned hot, so I'm gonna have to give it definitely an A for construction, A. C for flavor, a C for price, and I'd say right now I'm in a B- experience, and that's a good thing. That ain't a B-. Hey, somebody will take you to school with that. You an athlete, you got a B-. You going to somebody's school. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't save this for like the ending of the summer break of Formula One. Like I said before, gentleman driver, I'm a big fan of Formula One. That's my thing. Yeah, no, I think I will definitely pick up something a little bit different. Something maybe within a little bit within more of my flavor range, and something probably maybe an Olivia Melanio. I haven't tried one of those yet, but I feel like I'm gonna like that a lot. Probably in a Churchill. Have myself a mimosa or something like that, because I believe it'll be somewhere in Europe. I believe. I haven't checked the schedule again, so it'll probably be early morning. So maybe cappuccino, maybe a little espresso liqueur type of feel, and do something like that. But as of right now, This is just a good cigar. And I'm enjoying it. Like I said, it's been a long weekend with the family and just doing, dad stuff. Lately, there's a lot of guys trying to move around pretty quick around here, so I hear that a lot, which doesn't bother me. Again, motorsport guy, I like to hear, good engine revving, not just teenagers with their cats cut out, trying to be the loudest thing popping around. It's good little vibe I got going on. Like I said, the vanilla note is pairing very well with this cigar. The citrus has definitely died off. The spring water, like I mentioned, is now kind of evened off. It's about more around that room temperature range. So I'm gonna give myself a little drop of that. And I'll let you know. I may smoke it down to the nub, I may not. I'm gonna smoke it down to the nub. $25. Hey, we take it to the house. So, I'm not gonna lie. Lost a little ash there. Padron 1964 No. 4 Maduro. 6x60. I'm finally really getting into the vibe of this cigar. I would say the final third. It's really opened up. Maybe I'm thinking maybe something a little bit smaller is the sweet spot. Maybe a Robusto would have been better for this particular blend and cigar. Brother-in-law was cooking some carne asada, so I got the beef burps. We gotta collaborate on that. But so I'm enjoying. I'm getting in the vibe. You're having. It's a good cigar, like I said. It almost reminds me of what could I'm trying to think of something. It's nothing I can really compare it to. It is its own standalone cigar. It's good. Like I said, once you get past the first half, it's a good cigar. The first half is very mild. It sounds strange, but for me, it's a full body mild cigar until you get to the first half. A bit of spice, not overpowering spice, but it definitely becomes spicy. There's a luxurious tobacco. I would say it's a very luxurious tobacco taste and flavor. To say, would I buy a box of this? Absolutely not. I'm not spending $500-$600 on a box of these. One off, somebody's like, hey, like, do you guys want to have? Sure, maybe. For the Braves in the World Series, absolutely not. For a World Series cigar, I'm going to go for a proper New World good cigar. For me personally, Braves World Series cigar, Camacho Triple Maduro. That's my celebratory cigar. 15 bucks. To me, when you go for a 6x60, I enjoy it because I'm not trying to suck on a cigar. I want to puff on the cigar. And to be puffing on a cigar with this name and the hype around it, it's not worth it. If you're buying this because somebody told you this was the best cigar, if you want to smoke something like a Cuban, go get you a Padron. Maybe a 26. I'm going to, do a 26 and review a 26 later on. Hopefully that gives me that. But this is, I got some extra money to burn, and I don't mind burning it. I'm totally happy. For me, when people the name Padron, for me personally, is not higher than my father. My father gives excellent cigars for the price point and the quality and the flavor and the taste that I get. Maybe it's the whiskey talking, but I just cannot give it those kudos. I guess I'm trying to be PC. Back in Decatur, we say, "Hey man, this ain't it. I mess with you, but I can't kick it with you for too long." That's what this is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling my partners to go out and grab you, but I will say, y'all are my partners. So what I'm saying to y'all is, you go get you something out of that My Father line, the Olivia line, especially Partagas Black. That'll put you right. But this is a bougie folk cigar. And this is Gentleman Driver talking to you. The guy who's had, Cohiba Esplendidos, Cohiba Bay K54, various other types of cigars, Monte Cristos, Bolivar Belicosos. Shouts out to Black Hawk Down, one of my favorite movies. What else? Like back in the Navy days, we spend a little bit too much money, have some Dom Perignon, and, just grabbing stuff overseas where the price point hits you a little bit easier. For the price, to me, this is like Johnny Walker Blue Label. You buy it because you want people to see you. You want people to see you with a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label, a Padron 6426, and your nice watch, and you dress nice, and you're hanging out in the lounge, and people are like, oh, that guy must be, this and that. There's no need. There's no need. Nice New World cigar, Ashton VSGs, Arturo Fuente, Hemingways, or Arturo Fuente, this and that. I personally, I know Churchill was big on, I'm losing the name at the moment. Right now, the best of this cigar has come in the final third. And for me, There are plenty of other New World cigars that will give you what you're looking for throughout the entire cigar. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and smoke this down to the nut because it's become really good. Very vibrant cigar within that final third. And now I'm into the full blown, this is a good cigar. You know. But if you're having your first kid, you are having a celebratory moment. My father line really can't do, I believe there's one called No.4. That one is really good. It was one of the Cigar Aficionado top cigars, I believe in 2016 or something like that. That's a really good one. But this hits like an everyday cigar, but isn't priced as an everyday cigar. Unless you're a engineer at Boeing or Microsoft. You're a tech guy, then you can have these all the time, and if it's worth it to you. But for me, this is a good cigar that its hype is surpassed its quality. So with that, I hope everybody had a great weekend, and look forward to the next cigar review. This is Gentleman Driver signing out. Y'all stay great.